ciel bleu vole dans silence.
Okay, it's raining out, so this hair is not gonna look like this for long, but you know I work hair into every conversation. Pretty much anytime I can work hair into a conversation, I do. But today's video is all about hair and how to get modern hair over 50 in 2025, what that looks like, and some strategies that you can use to get that modern look for your hair. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist. My whole focus is helping you look and feel beautiful every single day, every single day. Now, I have all sorts of resources that can help you get dressed in an effortless way. The first is my Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide. I would definitely recommend checking out my Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide if you haven't already. It's absolutely free and it will give you a checklist and a framework for building your best spring wardrobe. So I'll pop it up here. It will be in the description box. It'll be in the link, in the pinned comment. It'll be in all the places. So nettamanley.com/modernclassics. But also, I really want you to invite you to join me next week. We're going to be doing the Closet Confidence Workshop series for spring. We're going to be talking about how to build your best spring wardrobe and how you can incorporate some of the principles that I talk about all the time into outfits that actually work and check all the boxes for you. So you won't want to miss it. It's alive, it's fabulous, and again, it's absolutely free. So it starts March 24th. Please join us for that. You won't want to miss this. Now, my voice is going to sound like a man's for the foreseeable future because my allergies are absolutely killing me right now. But I'm really excited today to be diving into hair and hairstyles and hair everything, all the hair talk in 2025. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's my hair. That's my hair. I get so many comments about my hair, many of them positive, some of them not so positive. I get comments like, your hair is too long, your hair looks like it's from the 80s, your hair is dated, etc., etc. So let me break down to you my philosophy behind my hair and the philosophy that's going to inform some of what I'm talking about in this video. First is I think it's really important to work with our natural hair texture. My hair is very, very thick and very curly. And I also live in the humidest place on the planet, Florida. So it's a constant, struggle between the elements and my hair. Now, there are only two ways that I can wear my hair. It's either very, very short, like Halle Berry back in the day short, or it's long or longish. So it's got to be like here down for my hair to have enough weight so that it's not poofy all the time. Long hair is an extension of my personal style. I feel much better in long hair. So my hair is going to be long and curly. What I've been working on lately is getting more volume around the face because I feel like that is more flattering to me as I age. So I'm getting away from it. In some of my videos, you'll see it takes a full 24 hours for my hair to dry. You'll see that my hair can look like flat and basically it's still wet when it's flat and pressed down on the sides. That's not my favorite look for my hair. I like it like this. This is the way that I prefer for my hair to look. So where the curls are a little bit more defined, it's not poofy, it's not frizzy, but it's also not flat and wet. So I only get a couple of those days out of every wash if I'm lucky. If I go outside right now, I'm going to get poofy hair. So anyway, that's a breakdown on my hair philosophy. I will wear my hair long because that's the way that my hair looks and feels best to me. And I don't think you can say that long curly hair is 80s any more than you can say that having straight hair is 70s. Like, it's just, to me, doesn't, your hair is what your hair is. Okay, so let's talk about how to get modern hair over 50. Okay, so if we're on the same page and you feel like you want to make the most of your actual hair, I'm going to share some strategies and ways that you can do just that. Okay, let's talk about breaking some of the hair stereotypes over 50. The first hair stereotype is that you have to have short hair if you're older. After 50, after 60, after 70, your hair has to be short. I think this is such like an outdated stereotype because I think this is very specific to the individual woman. Now, where this comes from is that it does help to have a little bit of volume on the sides of our face as we get older, for most of us. Unless you've got like maybe a really rounder face shape, most women look best with a little volume around their face. And volume tends to be flattering. And I think that's kind of where the whole cut your hair short idea came in. I also think it came in from like the idea of like you have to look mature. So I think we should throw that out the window. And really what you're focused on is creating a flattering hairstyle for your face and for your hair. So you've got to take both of those into account. You've got to take your face into account and you've got to take your hair into account. And so it's not about just going short just to go short. It's about looking at what do I look like now and what hair am I working with and how can I make those work well together. So hair length should be about personal style, face shape, and maintenance preferences, not age. Women over 50 can look fabulous with any hair length if that hair is well maintained. So the second stereotype of old, mature hair is the helmet head or the helmet hair problem. So the idea that our hair has to be, and I think we're getting away from this a lot and maybe almost going to the other extreme, but for a long time we were seeing like hair that was just so hair that was done and hairsprayed and coiffed within an inch of its life. And I feel like that is the opposite of the long hair problem, where it can look so mature and it can be aging for an entirely different reason. So overly structured, stiff styles can age the face instead of softening it, and they also look dated because we haven't seen that aesthetic in a while in terms of what's popular or what's modern. But I still see it, in pictures of women and women sharing outfit pictures and stuff like that. Still see that hair that looks just a little bit too done. Okay. This one, I'm going to hear about this, but this is the short, white, fluffy hair aesthetic. I see this a lot. Now, there's nothing wrong with short hair. There's nothing wrong with white hair. But when it's short and light, it needs to be styled so that it doesn't look just like fluffy and like completely unstructured. So this is really all about getting a great look. If you've got light hair, either white or very light blonde, you want, and it's shorter, you want to style it in a way where it looks sleek and it looks intentional. But what I see a lot, like if you Google hair ideas over 60, hair ideas over 70, you're going to see this very wispy, fluffy hair look that I feel like doesn't do anyone any favors. You want to style your shorter, light colored hair or white hair with intention and with elegance so that you get a look that makes you feel your best. So it's that fluffiness. It can look a little bit more dated than sophisticated. And the issue isn't short hair. Again, it isn't light hair. It's that it's a modern short style should have like an actual shape to it and not just be like fluffy. So not just layers for volume without like any direction. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is the wispy hair myth. So I think a lot of women are like, oh, I need soft face framing layers. And yes, soft face framing layers are something I'm going to be talking about. But there are different ways to flatter your face with your haircut. And that's just one of the ways. I really think angular cuts can also be really cool and really chic and really, they look modern and sleek and interesting. So it's really going to be about picking the cut that suits your face shape. Not everybody has to have face framing layers after a certain age. Again, we're going to look at our face shape. We're going to look at our maintenance. We're going to look at our actual hair. We're going to look at all those details and come up with a hairstyle and a haircut that works for you. But I really like a sleek angular cut. Something, and I just recently talked about this, something we see in French style quite a bit. Sharp bobs, asymmetrical lobs, pixie cuts. Again, if these flatter your face shape, I love them. I love them. These styles have to be styled to make the angles work for your face and not against your face, of course. Okay, so what makes a hairstyle modern and flattering over 50? What do modern, like let's talk about actual hairstyles and haircuts. The first is the one I just referred to. It's the soft layers and movement. Really having movement around our face is always going to be flattering. It's flattering at every age, but it's even more flattering as we get older. So whether your hair is short or long, a great cut that has movement and avoids, it's not blocky looking, is going to be easier to wear on most women most of the time. So layering should really complement your face shape and not just be trendy for trend's sake. So like, back when that Rachel cut was in style in the 90s, a lot of women wore the Rachel and it was flattering on a lot of people, but if it's not well done, you're going to have a layered cut that's just not going to flatter your face shape. And it's true of modern cuts too. Like the layers should really be designed to work with your hair and to work with your face shape. So having a really great cut is really important. The next strategy is to embrace natural texture. I think this is really important. Many women experience hair thinning as they get older. And if you are fighting your hair texture, you're going to be losing a lot of hair unnecessarily using really harsh treatments or using really harsh styling techniques. So you really, really want to be careful with your hair and treat your hair like a silk blouse and not like a pair of jeans. Like it's not something that you can or should rough up. So really working with your natural hair texture, whether it's straight, whether it's curly, whether it's wavy, can really help you minimize hair damage and hair loss. But it can also help you get a more relaxed and more harmonious look. I kind of feel like God knows what he's doing. And if you've got curly hair, you generally are going to look better in curly hair or with a little wave. And if you've got straight hair, you're generally going to look better with straighter hair. So really about embracing your natural hair texture and getting a look or a cut, a style that brings out that texture. So right cut, right products can create an effortless look, and you don't feel like you're constantly fighting your hair. Okay, and then the last of these tips is the intentional, not overdone styling. So again, it's hair should not be an hour and a half long process to get ready. When I see people do hair tutorials online and it's a 75-minute video, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to spend that long in my hair so I can go out and have it messed up within 2 seconds. I feel like every woman needs and deserves an effortless everyday hair look where it looks like, yes, I did my hair. I didn't roll out of bed like this. I did my hair, but it doesn't look like I spent 2 hours on my hair. And I think honestly, this is going to be controversial. I think this is true for special events as well. I'm not a huge fan of an elaborate updo or like a really structured and dramatic evening hair look. I think most women look better with more natural hair, but still elevated to reflect the event. I talked about this at the Oscars. Like, I felt like Meg Ryan and Goldie Hawn both had just their everyday hair look, which didn't look special enough. But I feel like a step up or two from that is the way to go for a special event. Like, your hair looks like you, only the dressier version of your natural hair. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is personal style over age rules. Now, long, short, medium, your hair has to be a reflection of your personal style. It really has to be a reflection of you and how you want to look and your overall aesthetic. And it has to go with your whole vibe, right? It has to go with your whole vibe. So again, it's checking the face shape box, checking the hair texture box, checking the maintenance box, like how much time or how little time do I have to invest in my hair, and then also the personal style box. So hair is really one of those things that I think, with the exception of major hair trends where, like, everyone is kind of adjusting, like no one is doing a beehive anymore, no one is doing the Rachel cut anymore. With the exception of those huge trends, hair is really way more about personal style and what you're starting with than it is about trends. Next, I want to talk about how waves and curls and volume and layers can add a softening effect. So one of the things that happens is that it becomes increasingly harder to have really severe hairstyles as we get older, because we want to soften the angles of our face. Maybe we want to soften our jawline. Maybe we want a look that's going to bring out our best features and really maybe downplay wrinkles a little bit. Like, all of those things are things that we take into account when we get older. So adding dimension and softness, whether it's with layers, whether it's with curls, whether it's with waves, is really super flattering. It also enhances your facial features. One of the things that I think becomes really hard as we get older is doing a middle parted, straight, sleek hairstyle a la Demi Moore. Demi Moore is I feel like one of the few women who's mature, who really looks good in this. But of course, she is Demi Moore and she's stunning. And I know, whatever she's had done, she looks amazing. So she does pull off that sleek, straight, parted down the middle look. I think that becomes harder as we get older. The other look that I think can sometimes become harder is a very slicked back, almost no hair look. So like a very slick back bun or slick back pony where your hair is pulled up all the way. Play with these ideas, but I think having hair framing your face is definitely a more flattering option for most women most of the time. Okay, there are women who do modern hair really well, and I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to share 10 modern haircuts for mature women. Now, the first modern haircut is the blunt bob. Now, this is best seen on Anna Wintour, the style icon, the matriarch of Vogue. Her signature blunt bob with bangs is sharp, it's stylish, it's always in style. This is her signature look, and this is what I talk about your hair transcending trends. She has her own aesthetic, and and her hair is such a key part of that aesthetic. Like you see the Anna Wintour bob a mile away, like that is her look, that is her thing. So a sleek chin or shoulder length blunt bob is a timeless and sophisticated and elegant look that creates it's strong and polished but not at all fussy, which I think is just that sweet spot. The next second hairstyle I want to talk about is the textured lob. Lob is a long bob, but this is, I think, really personified on Diane Keaton. She looks amazing with that look. And this is like a slightly longer bob with soft tousled layers. So it's not as structured as Anna Wintour's bob, and it's longer, it's got layers, it adds, the layers add movement, and they give the hair a youthful edge without being too structured. So a very different vibe than the Anna Wintour look, but Diane Keaton often wears a chic slit, and sometimes it's wavy, sometimes it's straighter, but it really complements her artistic style and her kind of funky personal style and aesthetic. So a textured lob is another great hairstyle. Now, the third cut I want to talk about is the soft pixie cut. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis, Halle Berry have both done this very, very well. A soft pixie cut is ideal for someone with smaller features. This works really well on someone who is petite, but it works well on depending on your face shape. You're really going to want to talk to your hairstylist about what's going to work best on you. But a soft pixie cut, I think, in general, works really well on women with more petite features. It's modern, it's flattering, it's cool, it's got personality. It's also a really low maintenance look, and it can be flattering to a lot of faces. So it's not stiff, it's not super short. It's got soft wispy layers, and it adds volume and shape around the face, which is always really flattering. Okay, the next style I want to talk about is an asymmetric bob. Now this cut, it has one side is slightly longer than the other. It gives a kind of fashion forward and really modern look to your overall aesthetic, but it's also really sophisticated. So Kristen Scott Thomas will often do like an asymmetric bob like this, and it's effortlessly chic on her. It looks cool, it looks intentional. Again, this has got that timeless appeal of the Anna Wintour hairstyle. Like this is just her thing, right? It's not tied to any specific aesthetic or anything that's happening right now in trends. The next style that I want to talk about are shoulder length layers. So this is a versatile length that's long enough to kind of frame your face while not being so long that it's going to drag down your face. So, one of the things I was saying, like if your hair is long and straighter, it's really long and really straight, especially if it's parted down the middle, it can have that dragging down effect. But if you've got like shoulder length hair with movement, that's always going to be flattering. Michelle Pfeiffer does this really, really well. She's got soft, layered, kind of mid-length hair that gives her a fresh, elegant look. It's also really flattering for her face. What's not flattering for Michelle Pfeiffer's face? She's stunning. But this is a really, really good look that works across a variety of face shapes and a variety of hair textures. Okay, the next hairstyle I want to talk about is a curly shoulder length or slightly longer cut. Now, Andie MacDowell does this really well. You have to be careful with the middle of the road like length with curly hair. So it has to like really, really look intentional. I think Andie MacDowell does a really good job with this. I cannot do my hair at that length because my hair will be a tent, but if you've got more manageable curls, so it can look really, really cool. So she embraces her hair. Her hair's like salt and pepper. Actually, it's more salt than pepper now, with a beautifully shaped shoulder length cut. So her hair is very intentionally cut to work with her curls, and it gives her that shoulder length cut that is, so again, curly and shoulder length can be very, very hard. Hers is very modern and I think looks very, very cool. Her length lets her curls shine while maintaining bounce and definition, and it's not overwhelming for her face. So I love that cut on her, and I love the fact that she's embraced her gray. The next hairstyle I want to talk about is the modern shag. This is a layered textured shag with curtain bangs or feathery ends, and it gives like a really kind of a casual, effortless look. I love this. Jane Fonda often does her hair like this. It's that chic, modern, kind of layered, but like very effortless look. I think it looks really, really good on her. It adds volume and dimension to her face. It's the kind of hairstyle that you could dress up or down really easily, and they'll both look effortlessly modern. So I love that modern shag look. The next hairstyle I want to talk about is long layered waves. Now this is what I have. I have more like long layered curls, but Sarah Jessica Parker does the long layered waves really, really well, and she's got long naturally wavy hair. it really proves that I think that you can wear long hair at any age. I think it looks great on her. It is definitely part of her aesthetic in the same way that it's part of my aesthetic, but she's got layers in her long waves for volume, for movement, so it doesn't look like this stiff, you know, mass that hangs at her back, but it's just, it moves with her, and I think it's a beautiful look. So keeping length with strategic layers softens the face and adds movement, making your hair feel fresh and not heavy. Okay, the next hairstyle I want to talk about is a sleek shoulder length cut. Now Helen Mirren personifies this. This has face framing layers. Your hair is structured but not severe looking, which again I think is really the opposite of what we want. We do not want severe hair. So this structured look I think works really, really well. It frames the face beautifully. Helen Mirren's hair is sleek and face framing, and it's a cut that looks timeless and elegant, but again, it doesn't look stiff. I just love this, love this, love this look. The next and final hairstyle I want to talk about is the short full cut, the short full bob. Now Nicole from Fresh Beauty I think does this super, super well. I love, love, love her hairstyle. It is a full, like she's got thick textured hair. I think her hair has some texture to it. It definitely has some volume to it, and her bob is sleek but full, and she just has a very, very cool, very intentional bob. This is great for those of you with thicker hair who want to explore this sleek aesthetic. I think this is such a great look, and again, really works with her face shape. She has really embraced the silver in her hair and has made it look super, super modern. And on women who wear silver hair really, really well like this, I feel like they end up looking younger and fresher than ever, like with their hair like that. I just think it works so, so well on her. Okay, that's it. 10 modern cuts, and then some strategies for embracing your hair and creating a modern hair look over 50. Hair is so important. Hair is so important. Again, I talk about it all the time, but if your hair doesn't feel cute, you don't feel cute. Let's face it. I think most of us only feel our best when our hair looks good. And if our hair doesn't look good, we're just never gonna feel our most stylish or our most confident selves. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like. I'm thinking of doing an update on my philosophy on hair color and the transition to silver, like what to do if your hair is red, if your hair is blonde, if your hair is dark, how I feel about hair color in general. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a like. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to join me next week for the Closet Confidence Workshop series. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.